Hello again. I'm Jim Epley, President of JD's Tax and Financial Solutions. Today we're going to talk about an IRS audit.
Great, Jimmy. What is exactly an IRS audit?
Well, good question. An IRS audit is actually an examination of your records and it's verifying them against your tax return, what's been reported on your actual tax return.
And this happens when, or why does it happen? I mean, why would I get an IRS audit?
Well, what happens is the IRS selects your return for audit, and it doesn't matter why, it doesn't matter how. If the IRS selects your return for audit, we must answer to them.
Okay. And how will I know I'm going to get audited?
Well, you'll never know beforehand. You'll get a notice of examination from the IRS. You'll get a notice of audit from the IRS. That's when you'll know that a response does need to be given to the IRS.
Okay. And your suggestion, your recommendation is that if that happens to me, I should contact a qualified licensed CPA, which I believe this is who you are, correct?
Well, it's close, but we're actually enrolled agents.
Oh.
What enrolled agents are, it's also called an EA for short. We're actually licensed by the U.S. Treasury to represent taxpayers before the IRS. What that means is we take a very stringent exam, years of experience or years of practice in order to get this license, and we can represent taxpayers at all levels of the IRS.
Wow. So you're not a normal CPA or an accountant?
Correct.
Okay.
CPA is a certified public accountant. They're all licensed by their individual states in each of the respective 50 states. So enrolled agents are licensed by the Treasury, so we're actually licensed by the federal government to represent taxpayers before the IRS.
Very good. Okay, so let's say I do get a notice of being audited, or that I will be audited. I contact you. Now what? What happens?
Well, what happens, the first step that we're going to do is we're going to pre-audit your return. That means we're going to go ahead and examine your records. We're going to verify them against what's on your actual tax return. From there, we'll determine what additional steps need to be taken to prepare for the real audit.
So I'm going to get a sort of a pre-audit with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be, in that pre-audit, we're going to cover whatever's necessary in getting prepared for the actual IRS audit?
That's correct. We'll determine basically what's been reported on your return. We'll know what kind of records you have in relation to that tax return. We'll be able to tell you what kind of shape you're in at that point in time. We'll be able to give you a pretty good idea of the outcome of that audit right from the initial meeting that you and I have.
Good. Now, does this mean I will take whatever you do and go in front of the IRS, or do you do that for me?
Yeah, that is what we do. We
Oh.
actually represent you before the IRS. So being an enrolled agent, we'll have you sign what's called a power of attorney. So it gives us authority to actually speak to the IRS and also allows them to give us information on your behalf. So we step in your shoes and we represent you before the IRS audit. I never recommend taking the taxpayer to the IRS audit themselves because it's like any case out there. We don't want to say the wrong thing. So we're trained as enrolled agents to ask the right questions of the IRS and give the right answers. That is what we do. In our office, we have over 100 years of accumulated experience representing taxpayers before the IRS. So we know how it works. We know every step of the process, and we've been through it a number of times. So yeah, we can help you out there.
Jimmy, so what if I don't have all these records and I have a mess, or I haven't filed my taxes for several years? Mm-hmm. I'm most likely may feel I'm in a mess, I'm in trouble, or I'm in a hole. Mm-hmm. Can you still help me out?
Definitely we can. There is hope for anyone out there. That is what we do. We can definitely help you out in pretty much any situation that you have. If you haven't filed your returns for many years, or you've filed your returns and you owe the IRS a lot of money, I'm here to tell you there definitely is hope for you. We can help you.
Great, thank you, sir. Where can we contact you?
Well, again, I'm Jim Epley. I'm with JD's Tax and Financial Solutions, and you can call me. Here's my number. You can also email me directly. Here's my email address. And thanks again.
Thank you.